If you could only see she loves me, maybe you'd understand why I feel this way now. Although what I was due, if you could only see her eyes can be when she says she loves me. Hi everyone, it's Kurt with Axtreme-Guitar again, and this time I am going to be going over the song If You Could Only See by Tonic. So, first off, we're going to need a capo for your first fret. It's going to be in standard tuning, and you can use an acoustic or an electric to play this song. What's great about this song is that it uses a lot of different techniques within it. You have the basic strumming, and so on. And then you also have the verse parts where you're doing this bit of muting. You're not actually palm muting, but you are doing these power chords. And so we'll go over how to do that effectively in this song. Some of the chords that we're going to be using are similar to many other songs, but there are some different twists. Kind of like when we went over the song Plush, if you saw my previous video. And typically we would do a D, but they took this F sharp over here and they moved it over here instead on the lower E string. So it's kind of like that in this song here, where we have a G, and then they do an F over G. So you have the same chord as a G, except your middle finger and pointer fingers are going to have to do a sort of swap. Your middle finger will have to go to the B that's on the A string 2nd fret, and your pointer finger is going to go on the 1st fret, which is the F. Ordinarily by itself it wouldn't really sound that great, but in this progression it sounds good. I've left a link to see the video I really enjoyed. I wanted to use the acoustic version that I found. In the acoustic version, you get to really see what they're doing on the guitars, particularly the lead singer. When you're watching him, he's playing the A minor and then some places A sus4. So we're gonna go through all of that step by step and see how to get through this song. So first, we would want to look at the intro of the song, and we're starting with A minor, and that's where we're just barreling right into it. And it repeats, but you'll notice in some cases that as I'm switching to different chords, you'll hear this upstroke of empty strings. We repeat those chords in the intro, and he ends on that F over G, so it's going to look like this last time going around. Is where we do the in-between intro and verse part, which recurs. It's like the turnaround to start you back into the verse. So this is an A sus2, and then from here we're going to do a power chord of C, which is a C5. They're playing mostly the 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5 strings of that. And then from here, we're going to shift over to a G barred, but we're not barring it completely, actually. So technically it's not a bar. You're just fretting the root note G, but you're going to have open strings on the bottom here, so it sounds like this. from the G, we go down to the F. Similarly, not barring it, just fretting the F note of the F chord and leaving the B and the E open. So it sounds like this. 2 strums for the most part per chord. When I get to that last chord there, the F, they do hit it once and then again as they're shifting back to the A sus2. So it's and then after we finish that in between, we're going to go directly to a G5 power chord. You're just going to try to play the top 3 strings and sliding from this G to this A. So it's a slide up, you're going to have to learn how to run with it, keeping this strumming hand moving. So let's go over that. You fret the notes, and this is going to use sliding in this case. So you see I'm fretting the notes, and then I'm loosening up my grip where I'm still keeping contact to the strings, but I'm allowing this note to disappear so that I get that muted sound. And so you see I do another slide as I'm going in between those strumming. It's and so after we've gone through this G to A with the muted strings, you're going to kind of hammer on to the F where we're not barring it, we're just getting our pointer finger on the root note. So it's actually 3 actual strums that you're doing, including an up stroke. So it's hammer on, and then up stroke, down stroke. After you come down, you can loosen up your grip on the strings so that you get that muted sound again, and you're going to upstroke, downstroke as you're doing it. After we've gotten past F, we come to this C-shaped D. It gives you a nice voicing. And so they just kind of strum through it. And then from there, we either go back to the next part of the verse, because they'll use that in between sections of the verse, but at the end of the verse when we've done this, then we go to the A sus4. And so they're using an A sus4 in this pre-chorus. They're doing an A sus4, and then here, instead of a full C, because my pointer finger is not up here, they're going to switch here, and it's to this derivative of C, and then they go to the G. But one thing you will notice in the acoustic version, instead of keeping their pointer finger on the B here on that second fret of the A string, they like to leave it up, which is something that I tend to do also in my Gs. So I'm muting it with my middle finger because it's leaning back just enough. But what I noticed in their acoustic video is they're sometimes adding this A to the G chord, which makes it a G sus4. They are strumming, and as they strum, they'll kind of pop it down once in a while. So it's like a quick little addition. And then from here they go to that F over G. And then go back again and play that sequence one more time. A sus4. to the C derivative, to the G, with the A, and then sustain on that F over G. And we're into the chorus, what we're most familiar with. So in the main chorus, we're going to have a couple of options. One of them that I tend to like to do is move up and down between A minor and A sus2, which I think is what they also do in the acoustic video. And then I like to do it also with the C, so it would sound like this. And we're going to do this C like we have been already. And I'm lifting up my pointer finger in between the strums. Now this could be a very challenging thing for you to do if you're newer to guitar. Just playing the straight out chords will fit just fine in this. But if you wanted to attempt it, this is what I'm doing. And I stopped it there, sustaining like that, but that's not exactly what happens after the chorus ends. It goes back to that turnaround, so it's the A sus2 to the C5 to this G to the F, and then back again, and then directly back into the verse. And so when I'm doing this D derivative over here, I do try to mingle on the lower strings down here, the ones that are higher in pitch. I do a full strum. Now, the middle section, where we get the solo going on, they change it up just a little bit. After the chorus, before the solo happens, we're ending on this F. And then it goes to an E minor. So after that E minor, you go to F, to a G, to an A sus2. And then directly back to the E minor again. F, to G. And you do that for the duration of the solo. And then it goes right back into the pre-chorus, which was very much like the main melody throughout the entire intro and chorus. And so for the very last piece of this walkthrough, basically what we're looking at is finishing off the solo section, transitioning into the pre-chorus, and then to the very last chorus as they end the song. So if we start on the E minor, it would go pre-chorus. It's A sus4, the C derivative, G with that A, F over G, and again. And then the finish is not going to be the F over G, it's actually going to be F. In the acoustic version, they'll strum it a few times, just downstrokes. So now I'm going to do a slower version of playing this. It'll be more like a karaoke acoustic version of the song, just so that you can try to play along with it. I will shorten up certain parts, but you'll get the general idea of how this song comes together, and you can play this section of the video as many times as you need to. If you could only see. As always, I'll include tablature to go along with the song. You can see that in the description below. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe. If you have any requests of other songs that you'd like to hear, you can reach me by my email, or you can just comment below. Keep an eye on my website for free material to help you in your practice, and I will see you next time.